It's that time of the year when we dust off our crystal balls to make our predictions about gravel tech trends for next year. Will Aero Gravel cease to be a thing? Will gravel pros simply opt for endurance bikes over dedicated gravel steeds? Or will we see Microshift make gravel headway with its sword group set? No, we can't guarantee we'll be on the money every time, but this is what we think or hope will happen in 2024.
In 2024, I hope bike brands will start thinking beyond aero in their pursuit of speed on gravel, and consumers show that they're disinterested too. The fact is, making something more aerodynamically efficient in the wind tunnel is one thing, but out in the real world, it's something entirely different. When that real world is the more turbulent arena of gravel riding, then the aerodynamic gains brands present in their marketing spiel are almost meaningless, especially if you're not a competitive racer. Yes, a more aerodynamically optimised gravel bike is going to be quicker compared to one that isn't, all things being equal. But let's be honest, nothing is equal. When you factor in geometry and handling characteristics, componentry, tyre choice, and other more nebulous concepts like ride feel and confidence, it's clear that for most gravel riders, aero should be at the bottom of their wish list. This means the current generation of incredibly racy gravel bikes, such as the Factor Aero Gravel or the BMC Tyres, for example, could have had their day before it even arrived. Yes, there will always be those who want something akin to a road bike for their gravel interests. However, if that's what you want, I'm not sure what's wrong with an all-road oriented endurance bike.
Overall, I'm looking forward to bikes being built to go further, faster, and be more forgiving. Looking back, 2023 was the year of the gravel race bike, but I think these niche of a niche bikes are going to be a bit of a blip in the development of a gravel bike. As Ash alludes to, making fast aero-optimised gravel races with aggressive geometries is great if you are racing on the princess gravel conditions of many races, but this isn't the experience of most gravel riders. And the more progressive brands are acknowledging this. We're seeing the emergence of more progressive takes on geometry, bikes with long front centres, relaxed head angles, and suspension-corrected front ends. In 2024, we'll be seeing more and more of that. In fact, we already are. Look at the Willier Adler, Merida Silex, and the new GT Grade, and you'll find they all have long front centres, short stems, and relaxed head angles. Even classic gravel come burly cross bikes like the Santa Cruz Stigmata have been reinvented with these design traits. When it comes to technical terrain-loving, gravity-friendly geometry bikes such as the Evo Chamois Hagar, Rondo Milk, or Nukeproof Digger RS, design is coming of age here. Here, gravel bike design is evolving to take into account the demands of the terrain. It's similar to the revolution that happened in mountain bike design more than a decade ago, and I see gravel growing and evolving at a rate that mirrors mountain biking's trajectory from niche to mainstream.
My prediction is that gravel pros will opt for their sponsor brand's endurance bike if it takes a 40mm tyre in 2024. Now, give a racer the choice between two bikes, and they will choose the fastest. That's true for road, gravel, and cross-country mountain biking. Gravel races cover huge distances, with races lasting upwards of 10 hours. Such long events are, however, often won by the smallest of margins. We're talking about gaps of like half a wheel. If a slightly more efficient bike allows you to save just a little bit of energy versus your opponent, you have a better chance of the half-wheel gap being in your favour. Now, endurance bikes such as the specialised Roubaix SL8 are designed with more mind to aerodynamics because of their intention being to make you fast on long road rides. As a result, they'll be often slightly more optimised than a gravel race bike. I think that the demand for gravel race bikes is growing, but the road endurance market is established and seems to be moving forward following many years of being tied too closely to the pro road race scene. The Vitus Venon Evo is a great example. This endurance road bike won our Bike of the Year award and has enough tyre clearance for a whopping 45mm tyre. Even endurance bikes that focus on low weight, such as the latest Giant Defy, pack enough tyre clearance for lighter gravel duties. In 2024, I think these bikes will win some very big gravel races, and there will be big arguments about the spirit of gravel again.
In 2024, I predict more and more gravel bikes will adopt SRAM's Universal Derailleur Hanger standard. SRAM originally launched the UDH in 2019 as a means of unifying derailleur hanger standards. The concept was brilliantly simple, and life would be much easier living in the knowledge a hanger will almost certainly be available at most bike shops, rather than having to trawl through the internet and find your specific derailleur hanger. SRAM UDH quickly caught on in the mountain bike sphere, and it's now very rare to see a new release not adopt the standard. Now that T-type Eagle transmission exists, many riders will rightly demand compatibility with the latest tech, and I believe this will effectively force gravel bike manufacturers to adopt UDH. And for riders who are happy to stick with conventional rear derailleurs, it just makes sense for derailleur hanger standards to be harmonised. Why should we continue to live in an archaic world where we have to rummage around a derailleur hanger's box in a bike shop in the hope that something will work? A handful of manufacturers have smartly taken the standard on. Examples include the Berrier Bellador Allroad, Envy Mog, Santa Cruz Stigmata and Scott Solis Gravel. Let's see who else joins the club in 2024.
Shimano's new Q's group set families were introduced earlier this year to unify the brand's many lower tier road and mountain bike group sets as well as some of its urban components. While 2x options are available, the primary aim of Q's is to provide OEMs with easy to understand, affordable and adaptable 1x drivetrains in an all Shimano package. At launch, the brand also vaguely confirmed that its 10-speed Tiagra road bike group set would be phased out and replaced with Q's family components. As I said at the time of the launch, I'm hopeful Shimano will do the right thing and use the same cable pull ratio for Q's drop bar levers as Q's mountain bike components. This will finally make affordable wide-range 1x Shimano gravel group sets a possibility. However, it's almost a year on and we're yet to hear a peep about any drop bar components for Q's. Meanwhile, Microshift made waves with its temptingly affordable Sword gravel bike group set. This is available aftermarket, but more significantly will be spec'd on Decathlon gravel bikes and possibly gravel bikes from Canyon too. Assuming these bikes are available soon and Sword lives up to expectations, this will be a golden opportunity for Microshift to further cement its position as a serious challenger to Shimano. As for SRAM, while Apex Access is its cheapest contemporary group set, it's nowhere near as affordable as Sword or Q's. As an outward observer, SRAM doesn't appear to be interested in this lower end of the market. Of course, production cycles in cycling are much longer than the gnat-like attention of a grade C cycling media influencer like me. It may well be the case that Q's is already on its way to OEMs around the globe, but I have my doubts. With that in mind, I would say Microshift is one to watch in 2024.
Well, those are our gravel tech trend predictions for 2024. Which do you think will get right come the new year? Let me know in the comments below. And as ever, please subscribe to the channel and like this video before you go. We'll see you next time. Gravel table flip!